Some additional thoughts on the dominant diminished on the 3, 4, 5, 6 string family in C. The first being this, G, C sharp, E flat, and F sharp. So the sharp 9 sort of sound, this moving to E, the E flat to E, G, C sharp, D sharp moving to E, and then F sharp. So when it, and then moving down a minor third, E, B flat, C sharp, and E flat, and the C moving to C sharp. Resolving to D minor or F minor in this case. Maybe major, but that sort of sound. Also, those were the sharp 9s on the G, on the E flat in the starting in G in the bass, and then with C. And now also this was the A sharp 9, and then so this was C sharp, A, C, and G. Then the middle voice, the B, the C going to B flat, eventually resolving to D minor or major, doesn't matter. In this case, D major, D minor in the sense of this is a bit of a sharp 9 sound too. This is E sort of sharp 9. So D, A flat, E, and F, moving to G, and then moving to a D major, D, A, C sharp, and G sharp. Also, this diminished. So instead of moving the top voice right away, we'll move the B flat to C. So this is E, B flat, C sharp, and G. C, B flat moving to C, and then the G moving to A, and then the A moving to B flat. And of course, resolving to F minor. Like that. And even these sorts of formations, E, B flat, F sharp, and G to A. So there's your A sharp 9. Then if we move it up to G, it's a C sharp 9 type of sound. Excuse me, an A sharp 9. So this would be G, C sharp, A, and C. C goes to B flat. E, B flat, F sharp, and A goes to G, and then C sharp, G, E flat, and F sharp. The F sharp goes to E, B flat, E, C, E flat, going the E flat going to D flat, and then the resolution. And the reason we want to tie those in is because we want to finish off the diminished sounds on the dominant, and now we will proceed to the whole tone dominant. So these are the sharp 5 and flat 5 on C on the 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of the formations are similar. For instance, C sharp, and actually, you know what? I'll do it on C, A flat, B, and F sharp. So this would be an A flat 7 sharp 9. Now if we release the B to B flat, we have a whole tone formation. So some of them will be similar in scope in terms of the way they're formed. So we can hear that that's, whole step. It's a whole tone scale sound, and we'll be using it. We'll be using a transformation process as normal. So the first thing we'll start at the C7 sharp 5, C, G sharp, B flat, and E, C7 sharp 5. We'll move the E up to F sharp, C, G sharp, A sharp, and F sharp. And then we can move the bass note up to D, which is D, A flat, B flat, and G flat, or you can spell them in sharps. And then moving down again, D, A flat, B flat, and E. And moving down, we can move this whole from the C, A flat, B flat, and G flat. We can move a minor seventh interval. We can lock that and move it. A flat and G flat moves to F sharp and E, keeping the C and the B flat intact. That's C, G flat, B flat, and E. So it's a regular flat 5 chord. And then we can move to C, E flat, G sharp, and D. So the sevenths are locked. And perhaps resolve to a D flat 11. So D flat, E flat, B, and F sharp, like a B, over D flat, F sharp, B, and E flat. So if we continue the transformation process, for instance here on the sharp 5, we can move the B flat to D, C, G sharp, D, and E, and then C, G sharp, D, and F sharp. And then again, it's a matter of just moving bass notes. If we move the bass note to E, we get an E9, which is of course a part of this. Resolve to D flat. Some more formations, or some stretchy ones. Here's a B flat augmented over C, and this is C, B flat, D, and F sharp. And of course this is the dropping of the bass note. Normally we would do E, B flat, D, and F sharp, and then to, again, transforming E, B flat, D, and G sharp. So that just comes from a basic transformation of the bass note. So this. So resolving the F over A there. So the transformation process we can see is evident with the dominant on the whole tone scale. C, F sharp, G sharp, and E. Move the E to D. So this would be a C7 sharp 5 if we move the E to D. We have C, F sharp, G sharp, and D itself. So then we have a flat 5 formation. And if we move the F sharp to E, we've got a sharp 5 formation. And then if we move the bass note to B flat, we have a flat 5 formation, etc. So they're very symmetrical in that sense. There are a few other fingerings that are interesting. C, G sharp, B flat, and D. And that's of interest. Resolving to B11. And we can resolve the major. So it gives you a broad overview. There are quite a few possibilities, with the whole tone scale. Again, it's really a matter of moving one formation and transforming it with whole step possibilities without doublings. Obviously, in this case, that's all we're doing is looking to avoid doubling. And the fingerings again are very similar to the diminished, which seems unusual. But if we look at it, for instance, if we look at the diminished here, G, C, E, and C sharp, and then we move to the dominant, and then we move to E, A, C sharp, and B flat. So we really have major triads: a C major triad with a D flat on top, and then an A7. So we have G, C, E, and C sharp moving to G, C sharp, E and A to A7, and then we move down A with a B flat on top, A with a flat 9, F sharp with a flat 9, and then E, and then moving to the resolution to D. We can see that the same, these fingerings are just very similar. We have some real, just the flat 5 fingerings on the other root are very similar to the standard dominant, and same with these. We have only one move here, and we have a ninth chord. So we have a G, C, E, and D. These are just major triads, and then they would obviously just resolve by semitone. So we have this sort of sound. Resolve to a G or a G minor. It doesn't matter. G minor 9. So we have that. Can resolve up by a half step too. So this A flat 9, E flat, A flat, C, and B flat can resolve up to an A minor 9, E, B, C, and A. Resolution. And that will give you a broad overview of the possibilities for the whole tone scale on the 3, 4, 5, 6 string family in the key of C.